Do you drink local beer?
We like Deep Ellum Brewery.
I like drinking Texas because it supports Texans.
I love supporting someone who is in the community who will give me a product that is made right here with roots.
America is going through a craft beer explosion. Quality beer brewed right around the corner.
So where's this one from?
Communities in Dallas, Franconia, McKinney. Oh yeah, Panther Island, Fort Worth.
And look how many freaking North Texas beers that Rick Ali sells at his shop.
And you got 903, which is out of Sherman, Garland, Wiley.
Wiley. I mean, I knew there was a lot of local beer and Texas beer, but I didn't realize how much was coming out of DFW. It's a ton of beer.
But did you know that big beer companies are buying up some of your favorite local breweries?
If I told you that this beer was bought by Budweiser, would you still buy it?
No, absolutely not.
Karbach from Houston was purchased by the owner of Budweiser. In Dallas, the maker of Corona owns Four Corners, and Revolver in Granbury is now owned by MillerCoors. When that happens, is that beer still considered local?
Get it from the bottom. There you go. Yes, he's doing it.
Yeah, baby.
They're putting me to work at Peticolas Brewing Company in Dallas. I'm mixing up the malt with the water.
It's like rowing through an ocean of oatmeal.
Right now we're mashing in, basically converting starches to sugar.
You made this look easy. It's so hard. When's break time?
Or this beer was literally just finished about an hour ago.
That's Michael Peticolas. He started the place back when there were hardly any craft breweries in North Texas.
Craft beer really kind of worked to make big beer the devil almost. Like everything they're doing is wrong and everything we're doing is right. Our beer's better.
Passionate beer drinkers agree. Research from the Nielsen Company found 45% of all beer drinkers believe local is an important factor in the beers they purchase, and sometimes they're willing to pay more for it. Michael's telling me that's why giant brewers are buying up local breweries.
Having spent all this time saying, we're not those guys, and then now you're actually literally competing against those guys in your own space. Does that suck or what?
Yes, totally. And trying to battle the resources that those guys have, is that billboards? Is it radio ads? Is it TV ads? Is it greater weight with distributors? To use your words, yes, it sucks.
By definition, Michael is a craft brewer. He's small, uses traditional or innovative ingredients, and is independently owned. He says big beer is intentionally blurring the lines on that definition.
You're being tricked sometimes into think you're supporting local when you're not supporting local. And that's been deliberate, and that's part of their overall strategy. You know, let's market ourselves as if we are craft when we are not. So you may not even know that a Revolver was sold to a MillerCoors and that you're actually drinking big beer, right? You're drinking beer from a company that's got billions of dollars in revenue. I'm billions of dollars. Is that local? Is MillerCoors local?
We broke ground in February of 2012, sold our very first keg September 1st of 2012.
I'm with Rhett Kiesler now, one of the co-founders of Revolver, and we're touring his Granbury facility. This place is 5 times bigger than Peticolas.
So this is the honey from the Blood and Honey.
This is the honey from Blood and Honey right here. Whoa. I'm not good at pouring honey, apparently.
Blood and Honey was one of the first big local craft beers.
That is such a good beer.
Not too bad, is it?
After MillerCoors bought Revolver in 2016, the brewery lost its craft beer distinction because it is no longer independently owned. But
are you guys still local?
Okay, again, good question. You know, if I look at, I mean, it depends on how you define local. So if by local you mean that we exist here in our community and hire people here and that money goes back to the community, that nothing has changed there. Has somebody, you know, taken our recipe and cheapened it up and, you know, done something nefarious with it? No.
Backed by the resources of MillerCoors, Revolver bought $1 million canning line and grew distribution into other states, and now you can get it in convenience stores and chain restaurants.
How come craft beers that are acquired don't say who owns them on the beer? Like your beer doesn't say owned by MillerCoors.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, Revolver's a separate company within MillerCoors, and we make it here, so for me it's more accurate to say that we made it right here.
So what's the bottom line when it comes to local beer?
Well, by the broadest definition, if a brewery is here, it's technically local. But what I learned is that people who are really passionate about craft beer want something that's brewed by the little guy. And when you're owned by Big Beer, the spirit of the word local no longer applies.
Got something you want verified? Send me an email, because I'm going to be right here.